Who the hell are you?
Well, hey guys, I'm Spanx. I've been a part of the Raise the World Tech Syndicate community for, I don't know, like 6 or 7 years now.
A long time.
Yeah. I'm originally from New Zealand, but I've moved over here to the USA to kind of further my integration with Tech Syndicate and help start doing WASD and
we brought him on board.
Doing some editing.
Basically.
So it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And we're going to have a lot of cool things coming your way.
WASD is back. Sort of, yeah. Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think it's back.
It's back.
It's back with a lot less peasant.
Well, a lot has happened since the last episode, but we're going to still keep it pretty recent because, you know, things just become irrelevant over time. I want to talk about hatred.
That's been pretty big in the news lately. A lot of stuff has happened over the last, like, 2 weeks.
Yeah, like being put on green light and then taken off green light, even though it had 13,000 yeses and only 1,000 no's.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy considering it was like a platform like Steam for that to happen. But luckily someone came to the rescue.
Someone being Gaben.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. There's been a lot of different reactions with hatred. Like, some people are all for it, some people are just kind of neutral, and then other people really hate it. What I've noticed a lot about hatred in particular is that people will go out of their way to post a thread being like, oh, hatred is just so pointless. They just really go out of their way to voice their opinion on hatred, but I haven't really seen that many people do that for other games. Yeah,
it's one of those games where there's a lot of negativity towards it from gamers, where usually when games like this with a lot of violence only have negativity from, like, soccer mums. So it's kind of weird to see that happening from the gaming community, having them be negative towards a game rather than just people who have no idea what a video game is be negative about it.
Yeah.
It got a lot of support, and then a couple of people got upset, and all of a sudden it disappeared.
I think a lot of people don't like it because there's no, like, backstory, there's no real motive behind him killing people besides, oh, I just hate everyone, and I have long black hair, and everyone should die, and I'm Nathan Explosion. I read the developer's reason for why there's no backstory, and he felt that games that are about killing and have backstory is kind of a way of justifying mass murder, and he feels that there is no justification for mass murder. So he didn't put any story or anything for, you know, like, to make it seem okay.
Yeah, there's...
You know, like, no comedy, because comedy would be considered, like, a justification and stuff like that. So there's just no story, you just, you know, it's just the gameplay. And it's not even first person, so it's not like it's that realistic.
No,
you know?
it's not like it's right up close, super detailed and in-depth.
It's isometric. It's
isometric, it's pulled out. But yeah, you're completely right in saying, you know, there's no justification for what's happening, and the developers realize this. So where there's a lot of other games like Grand Theft Auto's classic case, there's a lot of killing, and a lot of the missions, not all of the missions, but a lot of the missions have you killing people, and it's like part of the mission. It's like, go kill these people. Yeah. And it's part of the story. And that's not justifying it. But in the developers' eyes of hatred, they're saying that a lot of people don't realize that it's effectively the same thing. It's all killing. It's all simulated violence.
It's like putting a story to it or an objective. It's like softening the blow of murder.
Yeah, and they're saying all of a sudden, oh no, but you know, there was a reason. It's like, yeah, but it's still animated gore and violence, and it's the same thing. It just isn't like, yeah, you got to kill these guys to clean up the hood.
When in real life, there is no good reason to kill someone unless you're gonna die. You know, but that's totally different.
Unless, you know, you don't like someone. So you just have to kill them. What else are you gonna do?
So you better do a good job on the list. Just saying. But yeah, I want hatred. Do you want hatred?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I like to give everything a try. You know, try everything once, except heroin. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick it up.
I think a game looks fun to play after you have like a bad day at work. and you're just like in a really crappy mood, and you're just
Yeah.
mad at a lot of people.
Yeah, and you're just angry, and you just want to
Yeah.
like release some.
Yeah.
You just want to release. Like a lot of people have different releases. Like some people listen to music, some people play an instrument, other people, you know, they exercise, and some people just play violent video games. Like I know I did that when I was younger. You know, when I was a young kid, I used to come home and play Counter-Strike or play Battlefield and just shoot people.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like it's the same thing. You can come home and you can just be like, oh, just shoot people, but it's it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just having.
But it's not gonna make us do it in real life. If you don't like it, I mean, that's fine. Not everyone's gonna like the same game. I mean, what game does everybody like? It doesn't exist.
It doesn't. It's
but
not there.
Then there's people who don't like hatred, and they just go out of their way to really express their disdain for it. And I think that's pretty unnecessary. If you don't like it, don't play it. It's just an indie game, you know? I mean, what really helped them out was the fact that there's no backstory or anything, and it's all just controversy and stuff. And they were like, whoa, you know, all of this negative feedback actually got us a ton of like free marketing, basically.
It got them a ton of press, and there's a lot of people out there who say like any press is good press because it's all
more people heard of it that way.
Yeah, it's all marketing and it's all spreading the word and getting people interested. So I think everything's worked out okay.
The first way I heard of it was my brother randomly just linked me the trailer.
Yeah.
I was like, what's this? I watched it and I was like, this looks amazing. That was like my immediate reaction. I was like, yes, finally a game like this. And then, a few days goes by and then everyone's freaking out about it. Like, oh, this is terrible. I'm like, that's a game. You get over it.
You can't play that. That's too crazy.
Our next topic is the System Shock 2 CryEngine remake. We're not sure if it's like the whole game or if it was just like that scene that he showed.
Just the one level, just the end.
Yeah. So if it was the whole game, that would be cool though.
If it was a whole game, it would be amazing. This thing looked ridiculous. Like it was so well done, and he put a lot of effort into the whole scene that he threw together with like the walls all like falling down.
Yeah. Because in the original, they just like
they just kind of go, and he made it like really cinematic. He made an extreme cinematic experience out of that specific section of the game, and it looked ridiculous. I was just like, what? Like I was watching it, I didn't even recognize it as System Shock
because it just looked so good.
I started to recognize it, and I was like, System Shock 3.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, System Shock 3, like what the heck, this has come out of nowhere. And then I was like, oh, System Shock 2, someone's gonna redo it. And immediately then my head went, they're doing the thing that they did with Black Mesa, with Half-Life. They're gonna remake it in a new thing.
Which, is that ever gonna be finished?
When is that gonna be finished? Come on, guys.
It's really good. I want to keep playing it.
I want to play Zen. I want to finish. Every time I play Black Mesa, I play it, I get to the end, then I switch to normal Half-Life and play Zen, and it's kind of disappointing. I'm just like, bacon. System Shock 2 remake would be ridiculous. It would be incredible, especially on that engine. There's so many possibilities. I like the look of it. If it was just a project that a guy was just like, I want to do something with, animation and
it could start as a project and then
it
evolve
could evolve.
into
It could definitely develop into something a bit more, which would be exciting. But either way, it's like it's crazy. You guys should check this video out.
Another thing that happened recently was the launch of Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, it's pretty cool news.
So I got Elite Dangerous back when it was 150 to get into the beta. And I played it a lot, and I had the voice commands and everything, and I got the HOTAS and everything. I haven't played it since launch, really, but I feel like the launch was too soon. Like when I heard it was coming out, when I got the release date, I was like, that is so early, which makes you like happy and excited, but at the same time, I'm like, I think it needs more content.
Yeah, I think it does need a bit of polishing up. But the dev team is definitely dedicated. They've done a lot for it, and they've come a long way, even through beta testing.
Yeah, I've watched it evolve for sure.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how much of that dedication they're going to carry over into the release. I really want to play it. I haven't played it. I've watched Pistol play it. I've also watched Shift play it. And yeah, I mean, it looks fun. It looks fun. I'm looking forward to a lot of games like that.
The content they said that will be added to it, once that's all in there, it'll be amazing. But until then, I'm kind of And I also have to reset up all my voice commands and everything, and I just really don't feel like doing that right now. A game that's coming up relatively soon, I'm not sure exactly if it even has a release date yet, I haven't really looked that up, but Firewatch. It's like an emotional, atmospheric survival with a story.
You're playing as Smokey the Bear.
And you're sent there on a job but you don't know why because there's no forest fire yet. But it's like as if there's going to be, and the people who sent you there were already aware of this, but you don't know why. So I think you're also kind of trying to figure that out in the process. It's got an interesting kind of unique art style. Kind of reminds me of The Long Dark, but you know, it's story driven. There's a purpose behind it. It's not sandbox. It looks like a cool story game if you're just in the mood, like I just want a story right now. You know, it's not a whole lot of action. It's just kind of very immersive. You know.
It's a survival game, so it's got similar survival elements to things like, you know, like DayZ and Long Dark and those games. I don't think it's multiplayer. I don't think they're going to have a multiplayer. I think it's mainly just single player.
It doesn't seem like it would be.
It doesn't say that. It might be an option later, but the story and the survival aspect is really cool because it's one of those huge open world games where you're just trying to get from point A to point B, but it's story driven. It's not like you just spawn in and it's like, go there. Alright,
so this next subject is something that I feel you could really give us some input on.
Okay.
It's GTA 5 being banned in Australia.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy. So it's not, as far as I know now, a complete ban. Digital distribution is still available, so people who want to buy it on Steam, as well as the other digital distribution platforms, are able to get it. But in Australia, the new version of GTA 5, so not the original version for the consoles, but the new version for the PC and the rest of the consoles, is being removed from retail shelves. So far it's Target, but a lot of other companies have also started to take note and been like, oh, maybe we should remove it as well.
It's like spreading.
Yeah, it's like the virus is spreading.
So the original GTA 5 is still there.
The original,
but the version with first person is being removed.
Has been removed. And it's not because of first person and because it's too crazy, it's because of the violence against women in the video game.
But how is the other version any different?
I know. There's no difference. It's not like...
But you can be violent to anyone.
Yeah. So there's no discrimination. I mean, I can go punch a man in the face or punch a woman in the face. It's GTA. You do whatever you want. You could fly a plane into a baby.
Okay.
So,
that'd be kind of difficult, but okay.
Hey. Stop it. So it's just kind of weird that all of a sudden, on this particular version, it's like, no, you can't sell it. You should stop. It's not the actual government that's pressuring people.
The SJWs.
It's the SJWs and a feminist movement in Australia.
I think it has to do with like the prostitutes and then killing them to get your money back.
Yeah, well, it was actually a branch of the feminists. I believe some of them are like street workers, ladies of the night.
That's not my freaking problem.
No, I know, but those are the people who are kind of bringing this up, and it's just silly, you know. It's like they're not. It's not the government. The government doesn't care, but it's the pressure from these people towards the companies who are selling it in retail. But they're like, okay, leave us alone. We won't sell it.
The game doesn't like tell you to do that. It's entirely the player's choice to do something like that.
So it's not like the game promotes this type of violence.
It's like I can punch a dude in the face and I can punch a girl in the face. You know, like
GTA is one of those games that promotes equal violence. So if anything, it's doing what the feminists want. It's doing what the feminists want. They're like, we want equal rights. It's like, okay, well, you can kill men and women in this game. It's great, you know.
No, don't kill the women. Well, what do you want?
Yeah, it's like, well, what do you want then? You can't kill the women, you can't kill the guys. And they're like, no, kill the men. It's like, oh, okay, well, that's a bit weird.
Well, I think that's what they really want.
Glad I left Australia in time for not, being a part of that.
Our next subject is about Witcher and its delay until May.
Yeah. They had a good reason, though. I've always been a big fan of the Witcher series, and CD Projekt Red, I believe, is the development team.
Isn't that a Polish company?
Yeah, they're a Polish company. They're great. Like, they brought out the first Witcher, flawless game, and this was before, the original Witcher was before the whole mentality of, oh, we can just release the game, and then we'll just patch it. Like, that was before that mentality. They released games that were finished and good.
An actual finished, complete game.
And now, with Witcher 3, they had a set date, and they actually put a message up on all their social media, and it was like, the Witcher 3 pushed back till May, and it was like, look, we've been working on the game, we still don't feel comfortable where we are at the moment to release it on this day, so we're going to push it to this day. and we feel that with this extra little bit of time, the game will be 100%. It'll be finished. We can release it and not have to worry about working on it. We can be comfortable with releasing it and giving it to you guys, because we don't want to give you a... Basically, they were like, we don't want to give you a half-assed product. We don't want to do what a lot of other people do.
Yeah.
We want to give you a finished game.
We want to know what your favorite releases of 2014 have been, if it's just 1 or 10 or whatever, and we will tell you our answer in the next episode. You want it to?
Give me some. Give me some smoking beer. Just how I like it.
I don't want to sit like this because then I look all...
So today on WASD we're going to talk about our new range of exploding alcohol. From Australia, but... Oh, fuck. Fucked it up. From Australia. No, I'm not. No, I'm fucking not. I'm Spanx.
Oh, no, I was like picking my face. Okay, so...
Do you want to fucking not right now?
Praise Gavin.
Praise Gavin.
Gavin be praised. Oh, shit in my eye.
Well, don't poop there then. Yeah, it's like, would you rather have the person go home and kill little pixels on their computer, or like walk outside and punch an old lady and be like, ah, take that, society.
I like old people.
Jimmy's fault. Fuck you, Jimmy. Oh, look up!